Hey guys, I have a really cool book that I want to read to you, and I'm hoping that it will inspire some art. It is called Scribble Stones. So we're going to read the story, and then I wanted to share with you a couple of stones that I painted, and hopefully you guys can go outside, find a fun rock, and do the same thing. So this is Scribble Stones, written and illustrated by Diane Alber. Here's the inside of the book. This story is about one happy stone who was gray and round and rarely alone. He lived with the others all stacked in a pile and waited calmly with a large, friendly smile. Each stone had a purpose, but it wasn't known yet. Some would be landscaping, and some a stone pet. There were so many things that stones could be. The hardest part was just waiting to see. So what is going to happen to this little stone? He really wants to have a purpose. He wants something that he is going to be doing in his life. Stone knew that his purpose would brighten someone's day. He just wasn't sure how or in what kind of way. He imagined the things that he might soon become as he watched all the stones get picked one by one. But his happy face slowly turned to a frown as he watched the tall pile start to dwindle on down. And although he was worried, he tried not to care until it was clear he was the last one there. So here's the pile, and all little stones are getting picked, and here he is, and he's worried. He's wondering, am I going to get picked? What is going to happen to me? And then finally it happened. Stone was quickly picked up. He was placed on a desk next to a very large cup. What does it look like? Stone's purposes here. Why do you think they picked him up? And what are they using him for? As Stone looked around, he thought, this is so great, but he soon discovered he was a dull paperweight. That's what you thought. You were right. I'm supposed to bring happiness, not hold paper still. There must be a mistake. This just can't be my skill. Then all of a sudden, a splatter flew high, and then some bright scribbles came wiggling by. They were headed right toward the short paper stack, and they filled up the paper on the front and the back. So here comes Splatter and Scribble. They look fun, colorful, happy. And here's Stone. They were all making art. It was happening so fast. Stone feared that the paper would simply not last. And so there they are busy, they are having fun, they're making art. Oh my goodness, one of my favorite things to do. Once I start, I cannot stop. And here's the great big pile, and there's Stone on top. He is a paperweight on top of all the papers. He couldn't believe just how much the pile grew. Then he heard a small cry from the fun Splatter crew. We knew that this pile was getting too tall. There's no more paper. We have used it all. The Scribbles all cried. They now saw it too. This is a disaster. Oh, what will we do? So there's Stone. They've used up all the paper. Now what are they going to do? Stone didn't want the Scribbles to cry, so he thought of something that they all could try. He slowly rolled down the very large pile and said, I know how to make all of you smile. I know I'm not paper, but I like art too. Do you think you could spare some red, yellow, and blue? So what do you think is going to happen? What's going to happen next? What's his idea? No more paper, but here is stone with his idea. And remember, his purpose was he wanted to bring happiness to others. What was he going to do with his life? Make other people happy. They loved the idea and could not wait to start. Scribble began making a happiness heart. Splatter then painted some pale baby blue. Another scribble added a sunny glow hue. It didn't take long before most stones showed up, and soon the line grew behind the large red cup. Stone is loving it, and now we've got other stones lining up. To Stone's surprise, he was picked up once more. He had never heard of this happening before. More art was added, and he was on his way to become a small gift to brighten someone's day. Nearby, another stone's journey had begun. He was spreading such happiness and having great fun. Every time he traveled, someone added their part. Sometimes just a scribble, sometimes fancy art. So this is how he started. And then every time the stone got passed, that's a loud coin, that person would add new art and made him fancier and fancier. That's a fun idea, actually. I've never thought of that one. With each new layer, there was a story to share, and soon scribble stones were seen everywhere. They traveled the planet. It was quite an event, bringing happiness and fun wherever they went. Now thousands of stones inspire creativity each day, all because of a paperweight with a will and a way. So I know some of you have walked around this area and have found stones or rocks that have been painted. And they're fun to collect, and sometimes we keep them, and other times we might hide them in other places so someone else could pick one up, find it. And they're a lot of fun because they do bring happiness to people. So at the very end of this book, it talks about scribble stone art projects. And what you're going to do, if you get a chance, if you have paint at home, or maybe this will inspire you to ask your grown-up to go to the store and grab some paints. You can find some rocks and paint. So find a stone and add some art, a scribble, a splatter, or a happiness heart. Then give it away and let someone know that this scribble stone makes happiness grow. It's so very simple and easy to do. Just add some more art and give it away too. So again, I really like this idea. You start with something simple, and every time you give it away to someone else, they add art to it. Lily and I have been busy doing this very thing, and I wanted to share a couple of stones with you, or rocks with you, that I've painted, and hopefully you guys can do this on your own. And if you do, I would love for you to share your pictures with me. Send them to me in our Google Classroom. So again, if you can find little rocks, I'm actually sitting in a large pile of them right now. Our entire yard here is filled with rocks, and I've got a bunch here, and it's good to try to find rocks that are flat. We like to go down, walk along the Elwha River and find flat rocks, and we'll bring a couple of them home to do our projects with. They have really nice flat ones there, and so you can paint little pictures. I've painted emojis on them before. And here's one that I just did, a little heart. And then you guys all know who this is. One of my favorite characters. And I'm actually going to be putting these, hiding them on the Discovery Trail. So if you guys are out walking, you may come along one of these rocks. If you find them, you know where and who they come from. So hopefully this will inspire creativity and you guys can go ahead and paint a rock and bring some happiness to someone. So have fun. Happy painting.